The locked facility. The alarm started without warning. Red lights flashed across the walls of Omega Research Facility. The sound was loud, sharp, and full of fear. Metal doors slammed shut one by one. Heavy locks engaged. The entire station went into full lockdown. Alien soldiers stopped moving for a second. Then panic spread. "Seal every sector," one commander shouted. "Level 7 threat confirmed." Screens across the control room showed the same warning message. "Subject void has moved." Everyone knew what that meant. The monster was awake. Omega Facility was not a normal base. It was built far from any star system. Hidden, silent, forgotten. Only one thing was kept here. One creature. A being so dangerous that even saying its name caused fear. A being that destroyed warships without effort. A being no weapon could fully stop. The galaxy called it the Devourer. Soldiers grabbed their weapons. Scientists froze at their stations. "Where's the creature now?" someone yelled. A technician checked the screen, his hands shaking. "It's not in its containment cell." The room went quiet. Then chaos exploded. Security teams rushed through the halls. Heavy boots hit the metal floors. Weapons powered up with sharp humming sounds. Every camera showed empty corridors. Broken locks. Bent steel. The monster had escaped. Or so they believed. In the middle of the panic, one small detail was ignored. A missing human. Alex Carter was a new cadet. Young. Human. Recently assigned. He was not a soldier yet. Just a trainee. When the lockdown started, his name appeared on the missing list. "Cadet Carter is unaccounted for," a voice said. Several aliens looked at each other. "A human," one officer said. "He is dead." No one argued. Humans were fragile compared to most species, and this facility held death itself. Deep inside the station, far from the control room, there was a silent chamber. No alarms. No flashing lights. Only soft shadows and deep breathing. Alex sat on the cold metal floor. His uniform was dirty. His helmet lay beside him. In front of him was the monster. Huge, dark, covered in thick armored skin. Its claws could tear through ships. Its teeth were longer than Alex's arm. Its eyes could freeze hearts. This was the Devourer. Alex reached out slowly. He placed his hand on the creature's massive belly and rubbed gently. The monster did not attack. It made a low sound, not a roar, a deep, slow vibration, almost like comfort. Alex smiled. "Easy, big guy," he said quietly. I know. They hurt you." The creature's breathing slowed. Its claws relaxed. The monster, feared across the galaxy, lay still. Outside the chamber, security teams moved closer. "Motion detected," someone shouted. "It's in Sector 0. Weapons were raised. Explosives were prepared. This was the final area, the last sealed chamber. Inside, Alex kept rubbing the creature's belly. The monster leaned closer to him. Careful, gentle. Its massive head lowered until it touched the floor beside Alex. A sign of trust. Alex did not know the full history of the monster. He only knew one thing. It was afraid. In the control room, a scientist gasped. "Sir, you need to see this." The main screen changed. Camera feed from Sector 0 appeared. The room fell silent. The monster was not raging. It was not destroying. It was lying down, calm, and beside it, a human, alive, touching it. "What is the human doing?" the commander whispered. No one answered. Alex spoke softly, his voice almost lost in the large chamber. "They keep calling you a monster," he said, "but you're just lonely." The creature made that low sound again, a sound that shook the walls, but not with anger, with relief. Outside, soldiers reached the final door. "On my mark," the commander said. "Prepare to fire." Inside the chamber, the monster suddenly lifted its head. Its eyes turned toward the door, not in fear, in warning. Alex noticed the change. He placed both hands on the creature. "It's okay," he said. "I won't let them hurt you." The monster stayed still, but its body moved slightly, positioning itself between Alex and the door. The door began to open. Light flooded the chamber. Weapons aimed inside. Everyone expected death, destruction, chaos. Instead, they saw the impossible. A human calmly sitting beside the most dangerous being in the galaxy, rubbing its belly, and the monster protecting him. And that was the moment the galaxy's understanding of humans began to change. But none of them knew it yet. The monster everyone feared. The control room was silent. No one spoke. No one breathed loudly. All eyes were locked on the screen. The monster was supposed to be screaming, breaking walls, killing everything in sight. Instead, it was lying on the floor, calm, and a human was sitting beside it, alive. "This is impossible," one scientist whispered. The commander clenched his fists. "That creature destroyed 3 battle fleets," he said. "It erased entire species." His voice shook. "And now it lets a human touch it." The Devourer was not just a monster. It was a legend. A nightmare passed from one civilization to another. Stories said it fed on fear, that it enjoyed pain, that it could smell weakness. No prison had ever held it for long, until Omega Facility. Years ago, when they captured it, half the task force died. The creature fought even while wounded, even while chained, even while burning. They called it pure evil. But the cameras now showed something else, something no one wanted to accept. Inside the chamber, Alex felt the change. The creature's body was warm, too warm. Its breathing was slow but heavy. Alex looked closer. There were scars, deep ones, burn marks, cuts, old wounds that never healed. "Did they do this to you?" Alex asked softly. The monster did not speak, but its eyes closed. That was when Alex understood. The monster was not calm. It was tired. Outside, the soldiers received new orders. Authorization granted. The commander said coldly, "If the human dies, we fire." Several officers hesitated. "But sir, the human is—" "A human life does not outweigh a galaxy," the commander snapped. The weapons powered up. Inside the chamber, the Devourer suddenly moved. Its head lifted sharply. Its eyes burned bright. The air vibrated. Alex felt it. Something was coming. The monster slowly stood up. The floor shook under its weight. Alarms restarted. Red lights returned. In the control room, panic exploded. "It's standing. It's preparing to attack." "Fire now," someone yelled. Alex stood too. He placed himself directly in front of the creature, between the monster and the door. "No," he said loudly. "Don't hurt them." The monster froze. Behind Alex, its claws tightened. It was fighting something inside itself. A scientist noticed something strange. "Sir, look at its heart rate," she said. The screen showed the data. The monster's heart was not rising. It was slowing down. "It's controlling itself," she whispered. "For the human." The commander stared at the screen. "No," he said. "That thing has no control. It only destroys." But even as he spoke, the truth stood in front of him. Alex turned slightly. He looked back at the creature. "They are scared," he said quietly. "Just like you were." The monster made a low sound. Not anger. Pain. Suddenly, a memory burst into Alex's mind. Not words. Feelings. Darkness. Chains. Fire. Screams. Not from victims. From a monster. Alex gasped. His knees almost gave out. "They tortured you," he whispered. The monster lowered its head. In the control room, data spiked. "What is happening?" someone asked. "It's projecting emotions," the scientist said. "Direct neural response." "Impossible," the commander said. "No species can do that." She swallowed. "Except humans." The truth hit them all at once. Humans did not just see monsters. They felt them. The soldiers reached the chamber door. Their weapons were aimed. One pull of a trigger would end everything. The monster suddenly moved again. It stepped forward, slowly, deliberately, and placed its massive body in front of Alex, shielding him. Alex did not move. He placed his hand on the creature's side. "I'm here," he said. "You're not alone." The door began to open. Light flooded in. The monster looked at the soldiers. Its eyes burned with power. This was the being that destroyed worlds. And it was choosing not to. In that moment, the commander realized something terrifying. If the monster wanted to kill them, they would already be dead. "Stand down," the scientist whispered. The commander hesitated, then slowly raised his hand. "Hold fire," he said. The soldiers froze. The galaxy held its breath. Inside the chamber, Alex felt the creature relax. Just a little. Enough. And far beyond the facility, something ancient awakened. Something that had been watching, waiting, because the monster had finally found something it never had before. A reason not to destroy. The human difference. The soldiers did not fire. Their fingers stayed tight on the triggers, but no one moved. Sweat rolled down armored faces. Even trained warriors felt fear now. Because the monster was not attacking. It was choosing. The commander stared at the screen. "This is wrong," he said quietly. "That creature should not hesitate." He turned to the scientists. "Explain it." No one answered at first. Then a senior researcher spoke, her voice low. "It's reacting to the human," she said. "Not as prey. Not as threat." She paused. "As something else." Inside the chamber, Alex felt the air change. The monster's body was tense, but controlled. Every muscle ready. It waited. For him. Alex stepped forward again. The creature was taller than a transport ship. One wrong move could end him. But Alex did not feel fear. He felt connection. "They think you're a weapon," Alex said calmly. "But you're not." The monster's eyes dimmed slightly. The burning rage inside them softened. In the control room, data streams went wild. "Neural patterns are syncing," a scientist said. "I've never seen this." Another whispered. "The human mind is stabilizing it." The room fell silent. "Humans can't do that," the commander said. The scientist swallowed. "No other species can," she replied. "But humans don't separate emotion from logic. They combine them." Years ago, humans were invited into the galaxy because they were weak. Small fleets, slow ships, short lives. No one feared them. No one studied them deeply. That was the mistake. Inside the chamber, the monster suddenly flinched. Its head turned sharply. It sensed something. Danger. The lights flickered. A deep vibration shook the walls. "Power surge," someone shouted. "External signal detected." The commander stiffened. "From where?" The technician's voice trembled. "From outside the facility." The monster let out a low, warning sound. Not for the soldiers. For Alex. Alex's heart pounded. "What is it?" he asked. The creature did not answer with words. Instead, Alex felt it. A presence. Far away. Ancient. Watching. In the control room, alarm screamed again. Unknown energy signature. Not the monster. The scientists panicked. "This frequency, it matches the creature's origin," one said. Another whispered. "It's calling to something." The commander's face went pale. "What kind of something?" No one wanted to answer. Inside the chamber, the monster lowered its massive head. It pressed its forehead gently to the floor in front of Alex. A sign. Respect. Or warning. "They are coming," Alex whispered. He didn't know how he knew. He just did. The soldiers outside stepped back. Some lowered their weapons. This was no longer a simple containment failure. This was bigger. The monster straightened. Its body glowed faintly. Power rolled off it like heat. But it did not attack. It turned its back to the soldiers and faced the sealed wall. "It's guarding something," a scientist said. The commander whispered. "No, it's guarding him." Alex felt the truth hit him hard. The monster had never needed protection before. It had always been alone. Hunted. Feared. Used. "You don't have to fight alone," Alex said. He placed his hand on the creature's leg. Simple. Human. The creature reacted instantly. The glow faded. The power pulled back. The walls stopped shaking. The scientist stared in disbelief. "He calmed it again," someone said. The commander's voice was hollow. "This human is a control system." "No," the scientist replied softly. "He's something far more dangerous." "Then what is he?" the commander asked. She looked at the screen, at the human touching the galaxy's greatest threat, and answered, "He's proof." "Proof of what?" the commander demanded. She didn't look away. "Proof that humans don't dominate through force. They dominate through bond." Outside the facility, deep in dark space, something heard the call. Something massive shifted. Something old remembered fear. Because the monster was no longer alone, and the galaxy had just lost its greatest weapon. The truth behind the seal. The facility was silent again. Too silent. No alarms. No shouting. Only the deep, slow breathing of the monster. The commander broke the quiet. "Pull all restricted files," he ordered. "Everything about this creature. Everything. The scientists hesitated. One of them spoke carefully. Sir, those files are sealed under black-level authority. The commander's eyes hardened. I'm taking responsibility, he said. Open them. The screen changed. Old footage appeared. Grainy. Dark. Years old. Alex felt a sudden pain in his chest. The monster stiffened. It recognized the images. The first video showed a battlefield. Ships burning. Explosions in space. The monster was there. But something was wrong. It was running. Not attacking. Running. Then came the chains. Massive energy restraints slammed onto its body. The monster screamed. Not with rage. With fear. Alex clenched his fists. They lied, he whispered. The footage continued. The monster was dragged into Omega facility. Scientists surrounded it. Weapons aimed. Machines powered on. Begin phase 1, a voice said. A beam struck the monster. Its body shook violently. The scream that followed made even the soldiers watching now look away. In the control room, no one spoke. Some scientists looked sick. Others looked ashamed. Alex felt everything. Pain, fear, loneliness. It crashed into him like a storm. He dropped to one knee. They didn't capture a monster, Alex said, his voice shaking. They captured a prisoner. The commander swallowed hard. Why seal the facility? He asked quietly. The answer came from an older scientist. Because the creature adapts, she said. It learns. It bonds. Her voice trembled. And when it bonds, it becomes unstoppable. Inside the chamber, the monster turned its head away from the screen. It did not want to remember. The next file opened. Project Guardian. The truth hit like a weapon. Omega facility was never meant to protect the galaxy from a monster. It was meant to protect the galaxy by using it. They plan to control you, Alex whispered. The monster's claws dug into the floor. Metal bent. They pushed it until it fought back, a scientist said. And when it destroyed their enemies. She paused. They called it evil. The commander's hands trembled. How many times? He asked. The answer was quiet. Too many. Suddenly, warning lights flashed again. Not red. Black. Emergency override triggered. All restraints disengaging. Who did that? The commander shouted. No one answered. Inside the chamber, the monster felt it. The last control systems shut down. No more pain. No more limits. The creature rose slowly. Its full height filled the room. Power rolled off in waves. The walls cracked. The soldiers panicked. This is it. It's free. Weapons powered up again. Alex stood. He did not run. He placed himself directly in front of the monster. No, he said firmly. Not like this. The monster stopped. Its eyes burned brighter than ever. It was 1 second away from destroying everything. Alex looked up at it. They used you, he said. But you don't have to become what they made. The monster trembled. Inside it, rage fought with something new. Trust. Outside the facility, space itself began to distort. Sensors screamed. This energy level, a technician whispered. It can crack planets. The commander lowered his weapon. If it wanted us dead, he said quietly, we would already be gone. The monster slowly lowered its head. Its power pulled inward. The walls stopped breaking. The air grew calm. Alex placed his hand on its chest. You're free now, he said. Make your own choice. The creature closed its eyes. And for the first time in its long existence, it chose not to destroy. Far away, in deep space, ancient beings felt the change. They realized something terrifying. The galaxy's greatest weapon was no longer controlled. And worse, it had chosen a human. When the monster chooses a side, the silence did not last. It never does. The moment the monster pulled its power inward, every sensor in the facility went wild. Energy spikes, space distortion, unknown signals. This is bad, a technician whispered. No, this is worse than bad. Outside Omega facility, space itself bent. Stars stretched like thin lines. Dark waves rolled through the void. Something had noticed. Inside the chamber, the monster stood still. Free. No chains. No pain fields. No control systems. For the first time in its life, nothing forced it to obey. The soldiers slowly backed away. No one shouted now. No one gave orders. They all knew the truth. If the creature attacked, nothing here could stop it. Alex felt it too. The choice. The monster could leave. It could destroy the facility. It could end every life inside, and no one would blame it. The monster looked at Alex. Not with rage. Not with fear. With a question. They will come for you again, Alex said quietly. They always do. The creature's eyes flickered. It knew. In the control room, long-range sensor screamed. Multiple warp signatures. Unknown class ships. The commander's face turned pale. Who are they? He asked. The answer came slow. Everyone, the scientist said. They felt the release. The galaxy was coming. Ancient fleets, hunter clans, empire enforcers, all had lost worlds to the monster long ago. All wanted revenge. They will destroy everything, a scientist whispered. The commander looked at the screen. At the monster. At the human standing beside it. No, he said slowly. They will try. The monster suddenly moved. Not toward the soldiers. Not toward the exit. It stepped closer to Alex. Closer than ever before. Its massive claw touched the floor in front of him. A single motion. A symbol. Alex understood. You're choosing, he said softly. The monster turned. It faced the sealed doors. Faced the galaxy beyond. Its body began to glow again. But this time the power felt different. Focused. Controlled. In the control room, alarms exploded. It's charging. Energy levels beyond scale. Some soldiers panicked. This is it. It's going to wipe us out. But Alex did not move. He stood firm. The monster took one step forward, then stopped, and moved again, positioning itself between the facility and the incoming threat. The room froze. It's not attacking us, a scientist whispered. The commander's voice was low. It's defending us. Alex felt something deep in his chest. The bond tightened. You don't owe them, he said. You don't owe anyone. The monster made a deep sound. Not anger. Not pain. A vow. Outside, the first ships exited warp. Massive. Armed. Ready to fire. Weapons locked onto Omega facility. Final warnings were sent. Surrender the monster. Or be erased. Inside the chamber, the monster straightened fully. Its shadow covered Alex. But it did not hide him. It stood with him. Alex looked up. You're not their weapon, he said. And you're not their monster. The creature raised its head and sent a signal. Not a weapon blast. A message. Every ship received it. Every mind felt it. A single truth. I will not run. I will not be used. And I will not allow harm to him. The fleets hesitated. Fear spread. Because the monster was not raging. It was deciding. The commander slowly sat down. We didn't seal the facility for one monster, he said. He looked at the screen. At the human. At the creature standing guard. We sealed it, he finished quietly, for what happens when it chooses a side. And the galaxy realized something far worse than destruction. The monster had found purpose, and it was standing with humanity. Humanity's reputation changes. The galaxy was watching. Every major power, every ancient race, every hidden observer. They all saw the same thing. The monster did not attack. It stood guard. The fleets that arrived first did not fire. They hesitated, because the creature that once destroyed their worlds now stood silent, controlled, focused, and beside it, a human. Messages flooded the control room. Threats, demands, warnings. Surrender the monster. Step away from the human. Leave the facility now. Alex did not move. The monster did not move. Inside the facility, the commander felt something new. Fear, not of the monster, of what this moment meant. Open a public channel, the commander ordered. The scientist stared at him. Sir, to whom? He looked at the screen. To the galaxy. The channel opened. Every ship, every station, every observer heard his voice. This facility is under human protection, the commander said. Gasps echoed across space. Human protection? The weakest species? A fleet commander laughed openly. Humans are nothing, he said. They live short lives. They break easily. His fleet powered weapons. The monster reacted instantly. It took one step forward. Space trembled. Alex raised his hand. The creature stopped. That single moment shook the galaxy. The monster listened. To a human. Scan the human, a fleet scientist ordered. Data returned. No weapons. No enhancements. No hidden tech. Just human. This makes no sense, the alien commander whispered. That's the problem, another replied. It makes perfect sense. Inside the chamber, Alex finally spoke louder. You fear it because it is strong, he said. But you should fear us because we are not. The words spread fast. Across channels. Across species. Fear shifted. The monster turned its head slightly. It looked down at Alex and lowered itself. Kneeling. Shock hit the galaxy. An ancient destroyer, kneeling to a human. That is impossible, an elder race whispered. No, another answered. That is choice. The fleets pulled back. Not retreat. Reconsideration. Humans were no longer weak. They were something worse. They could reach what no one else could. In secret councils, alarms sounded. Humans bond with threats. They calm weapons. They turn monsters into allies. Inside Omega facility, the commander exhaled slowly. We invited them as helpers, he said. We never asked what they could become. Alex placed his hand on the monster's head. Simple. Human. The creature closed its eyes. Trusting. A final message spread across the galaxy. A warning, not a threat. If humans stand with you, it said, you will never stand alone. If humans stand against you, even monsters will listen. Silence followed. Deep, heavy, permanent. The reputation of humanity changed that day. Not because they fought, not because they conquered, but because they could connect. And in the shadows of space, ancient powers whispered a new truth. Do not provoke the humans. Not because they are strong, but because they're never alone. Alex looked up at the stars. He did not smile. He understood the weight now. Humanity had stepped onto a new path, one no species had ever walked. And the galaxy would never forget the day. A human changed a monster, and changed everything. The belly rub that changed the galaxy. The galaxy did not sleep that day. It watched, and it remembered. The fleet stayed at a distance. No weapons fired. No threats spoken. For the first time in known history, the galaxy waited. Inside Omega facility, the monster slowly rose from its kneeling position. Its massive body no longer radiated fear. It radiated control. Alex stepped forward. No armor. No rank. Just human. He placed his hand on the creature's chest one last time. You don't have to stay, he said quietly. You're free now. The monster looked at him. Deep. Ancient. Knowing. Then it turned toward space. The facility's outer wall cracked open. Stars flooded the chamber with white light. The void called. Every ship locked sensors on the creature. If it attacked now, no one could stop it. The monster moved. Slowly. Calmly. It stepped out into space. The galaxy held its breath. Instead of fleeing, the monster turned back. It looked at the fleets. At the commanders. At the empires. Then it looked at Alex. And it did something no one expected. It lowered itself again. This time in open space. A sign not of obedience, but respect. A message echoed across every channel. Not words. Meaning. Humans did not fear me. They did not chain me. They touched me when I was broken. The truth hit harder than any weapon. The monster turned and began to move away. No rage. No destruction. Just departure. As it vanished into the dark, the space around it healed. Stars returned to normal. Silence followed. The fleets powered down their weapons. Slowly. Carefully. As if afraid the moment might break. Inside Omega facility, the commander removed his insignia. This base is closed, he said. No one argued. Alex stood alone near the open breach. The cold light of space reflected in his eyes. He felt something heavy. Loss, but also peace. Days passed. Then weeks. Then stories began to spread. Every species told it differently. Some said the monster bowed. Others said it was tamed. A few whispered the truth. That a human sat beside a galaxy-level threat and rubbed its belly. Humans became something new. Not conquerors. Not rulers. But bridges. When ancient weapons were found, humans were called. When living planets awoke, humans were sent. When monsters screamed in pain, humans listened. The galaxy learned a hard lesson. Strength can destroy. Fear can control. But empathy changes sides. Far away, deep beyond mapped space, the monster watched. It protected trade routes. It crushed pirates. It never attacked a human ship. And when humans were threatened, something vast moved in the dark. Alex never became famous. He returned to Earth, lived quietly. But sometimes, late at night, he felt it. A distant warmth. A promise kept. The final record of Omega Facility ended with one sentence. We sealed the entire facility for one monster. But we were never prepared for the human who showed it kindness. And that is how the galaxy learned the most dangerous truth of all. Never underestimate humanity. Not because they are strong, but because even monsters choose them.